Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. We're going to give just another minute for people to log in before I start. Friendly reminder, this is being recorded and I will upload it to our YouTube channel once I receive the final copy. So again, thanks for joining. Let's see here. Doo-doo-doo. Give me one moment here. Perfect. Really quick, just another friendly reminder, I like to give those throughout the webinar. This is not a support call, so if you do have support questions, please submit a support ticket or email support@revolve.com. I'm really excited to go over the newsletter with you today. We do get so many questions about it, whether or not they're making mistakes when they edit, or they delete, or they don't know how to do the images, sending, creating filters. So we're going to be covering a lot in these next 30 minutes. So let's see here. Another minute here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm already sharing screen. I'm going to go off video just for a few moments while I'm presenting. And let's go to Realvolve. Okay, I'm assuming that everyone can see my dashboard. Amber, can you see my dashboard okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone, and thanks again for joining us in this training today. I'm going to walk you through how to install, edit, and mass email the Revolve monthly newsletter to your database. So let's go ahead and get started. Every month, you're going to get an email, usually around the 16th, anywhere between the 16th and the 19th, I think. You're going to get that install code to install the newsletter. Once you receive the code, you'll go to your templates and the left-hand navigation bar. So I'm over here in templates. I'm going to go ahead and select templates, and then I'm going to select the plus button. This is where you're going to go to the library. You'll always get the new one from the library. So I'll add templates from the library, select continue. When the list is displayed, you're going to scroll to the current newsletter title. This typically starts with A1 Revolve newsletter and then the month that you're looking for. So for example, we're going to select the May because it's the upcoming month newsletter. So I'm going to scroll down 1A Revolve newsletter. Here it is, newsletter subscription for May. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and I'm going to install package. So you're going to take the code that was emailed to you, click on install package and enter that code. So for this month, it's 3-5. I'm hoping this is it. 7-1, A9, B52. Cross your fingers, everyone. And nope, that's invalid code. Let me try this one more time. 3-5, 7-1, A9, B52. Install, and there it is. It can be case sensitive, just so you know, and that's probably what happened. So anyway, the install only takes a few seconds. Then you search newsletter. Let me go back to the dashboard. You're going to search newsletter and it should populate right there. So I'm going to go ahead and go into search for anything. I'm going to type in newsletter and then go right into templates. And there it is. RV newsletter May 2026. So I'm going to select that. Before I go any further, I highly recommend making a copy of this newsletter before you edit. That way there's a master in case you make mistakes. So what I typically do is I have this newsletter. I'm going to go ahead and take the original and I'm going to type in original and then I'm going to save. Now I have that as my master, so I'm going to copy that now. So I'm going to click on copy. And I can just leave it here. It says copy of the newsletter. I'm going to copy to a new template. The reason that I do this is because I want to make sure, oops, let me make sure that I did copy. I'm pretty sure that it did. And please forgive my typing. I'm not the greatest typer in the world. Templates and copy of the newsletter. The reason that we do this is because a lot of people take the master and they edit and then they make mistakes and they can't get back to what the original looked like once they save it. So I always recommend making a copy of the original, editing the copy, Because if you make a mistake or you delete something and you save and you can't get back to it, you can trash that and make another copy of the original. So just wanted to kind of show you that I do that myself, and I've coached a lot of other agents to do it, and it works much better. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go into the copied version, and I'm going to begin my editing process. So you can edit any section with different images, different content if you wish. So you can type it right in here and type as much as you like, change things up. You can even change the content. So if you didn't like choosing the front door color of your home, you can create content for yourself. You can switch out the images. So if you're handy with graphics or Canva, I'm a big Canva user, you can switch out the image. So for example, this is going to be really important when you're switching out images to know the size of the image if you're creating something new. So if I were to switch this out, I can highlight the image. I'm going to go up here to the editor bar and click on image. And that image, it's telling me the size of the image. It's 600 by 200 pixels. I'm gonna go ahead and select OK. But you can do that. You can switch out any image. You can see this image fits nicely in this newsletter. I'm gonna select the image and look at the size of this image. So if I create a new one in Canva, for example, I'm gonna create a new 500 by 300 pixel image, save it, and then upload it into here. I'm going to scroll down just a few points. When you're scrolling down, a few things that you need to do every single time you install a newsletter. By habit, once I've made my copy, I go down to the very bottom. I'm just going to scroll down. And you're going to see these social media icons. Click on each one. So I'm going to click on the Facebook icon. I'm going to go to the link up here in the editor, and I'm going to put in my Facebook URL. This is what you need to do every time for every single social media link that you have at the bottom of the newsletter, because this is a template. You're installing a template that we're providing. We are not able to install everybody's social media links for them. So you want to make sure that you put in your specific direct link. Otherwise, oops, I'm gonna hit OK, cancel. It will just take it to a basic facebook.com. So just wanted to make sure that you know how to do that. So you'll want to go to each one and do that. As you make changes to the newsletter, I'm going to scroll back up. And let's just say, for example, I want to change something in here. I'm just going to backspace. I'm just going to type it in. And I'm just going to say I made a change here. Before I even save the change, I want to preview that change so I can actually see what I did. So for example, if I went in here and I typed something here, okay, I'm rereading it. I made the change. It looks good here. Great. I'm scrolling down. Looks great. I always preview before I save a change, because once I save the change, there's no undoing it. So again, back to that copied version of the original, if I make a mistake, I can totally nix this one and make another copy. So again, make a copy, edit those social media icons, and then you can switch out your content. You can keep the content that we provide. It's really up to you, but it is interchangeable. You can do whatever you like. I did want to show you, we get a lot of inquiries about the bottom of the newsletter. Let me go down to where the just listed and just solds are. I've talked with quite a few clients that might say, I don't have any just listeds, or maybe I don't have any just solds to share. What I recommend is, typically in the just listed, you could maybe go to another agent and say, hey, can I promote your listing? I'm going to put it in my newsletter to my clients. A lot of agents won't have a problem with this. But if you just want to put in something different, some like valuable information, I always stress enough on any link that you put in your newsletter outside of sharing, replacing your water heater and updating your patio. But if it's valuable information for buyers and sellers, for example, your home buyer's guide, your home seller's guide, put that in here. For example, like let's just put it in the just sold section because you don't have any just solds. I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the just sold. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that. And you can see my cursor still in the center. I'm going to go to image and I'm going to upload an image I already have on my desktop. And I am going to use considering a move. I'm going to open that, upload, and I'm going to make sure the alignment is centered. I always center my images in anything. So here we go. Are you considering a move? Well, not quite, but I might in the future, whether I'm a buyer or a seller. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and change out these images. I don't want a house here. I want a link to my home buyer's guide. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to search an image. I'm going to upload and I'm going to say buyer's guide image. I just created this quick image. I'm going to upload. Let's just center that. I should do that before. It'll show that it's a little higher than this one, but it'll all even out. And then I want to also put in a seller's guide. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to put in an image. I'm going to choose file. And I'm going to put in sellers. I'm going to open that. I'm going to upload. And I want to go ahead and center that. Okay. So now I have, are you considering a move? And I'm going to put an image in here for buyer's guide, seller's guide, but I'm not done yet. I want to put in a little more information here. I don't want an address showing. So for example, I'm going to, are you considering a move? Maybe I want to put in a little information here. So you can see my cursors in the center right below that. I'm going to shift enter once just to bring it down one. And then I already have this copied to my clipboard, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste this information here. Let's see, I don't like that that's bold. Let's see, let's go to size. I'll say 14. So I'm just putting a little content here. Again, you can play around with the font, italicizing, miscellaneous, and then I'm going to change this information here. I don't like the street name because that's not what I'm saying here. I want to do something like, don't mind me, I'm taking out the address. I'm going to put in a simple guide to help you navigate the home buying process with clarity. How about that? Clarity and confidence. And then I can do the same over here. This is just going to be a little because I'm typing a little bit more content. Let's see, I can go help you shift home buying process. Whoops, didn't want to go that far. But I'm just playing around with the sizes and whatnot. And I don't want this bold. I want that normal. And I won't go through the process on this one. I'm just kind of showing that you can do this. You can change content and add more information here. So I just really went into this image. Click on the image. You can see it's an image that's 600 by 125 pixels. So I know I want to create something to add in there. I'm putting in a buyer's guide and a seller's guide, but now I need to link it. It's not going to link. I'm not linking this to a PDF. I want to link this to my website. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I don't want to link a buyer's guide to homedepot.com. I'm always wanting my clients to go back to my website as much as possible. So if you're doing the newsletter, more than likely you have a website. You have content on your website, okay? So now I want to go ahead and go to the buyer's guide, and I'm going to link to a resource on our website for the home buyer's guide. So I have my website up and I'm going to go to resources. You all should have resources and you should have a home buyer's guide and a seller's guide on your website. I'm going to click on buyer's guide. And here's this beautiful home buyer's guide provided by R Squared Realty. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to copy that. Edit, copy. I'm going to go back to the newsletter. You can see I have this highlighted. I'm going to link it to R squared real estate. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm not going to preview it. I'm just going to save it because I know that link is there. So now if I preview this newsletter and I scroll down, here's the buyer's guide. And you're going to see there's kind of like a little dark square around it. That's because there's a link. There is not a link here. But if I click on this link, it's taking me right to the home buyer's guide for R squared real estate. You all should be able to do that. And like I said, you can, I would do the same thing on the seller's guide. So for example, again, super simple, close. I'm going into the actual template. And if you like this idea too, and you do put in just listed and just sold, you can always add a copy of this and do a buyer's guide, seller's guide link. So I'm going to click on the seller's guide image. I'm going to go to the link. Actually, let's go to, I need to go back. I need to go to resources. Let's see, here we go. And I'm going to click on the seller's guide. Another beautiful seller's guide by R Squared Real Estate. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to go right back over here, put in the URL, paste, okay, save. Now when I go to preview, I'm going to scroll down to make sure, yes, that went in. Everything still looks the same. Here's my seller's guide. I'm going to click on it. And it goes right to the seller's guide to the website. Again, you're sending out this newsletter to provide information to your clients, but you're also redirecting them to your website because at some point they want to see additional information. Maybe they want to search homes. We've recently added this in here as well. So if you have a website, maybe you have a specific search on your website that you've done, or maybe you want your clients to do one. So I can actually go to, let me close this out. I'm going to go back to R squared and I want to home search. I can go ahead, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to copy and I'm going to put that link in the home search button because why not have that in there? Maybe they're curious. So I'm going to search that. I'm going up here to the editor. I'm going to click on the link. I'm going to insert the URL, paste. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save it because I trust that it's going to work. Now I'm going to preview. Let's scroll down one more time. Homes near you, search. It's taking me right to the site. So just some little things that you can add to this newsletter outside of just editing it, but you can add things. Again, you can take away content, recreate it, rewrite it, whatever you want. Just keep in mind with the format of this newsletter, if you're switching out images, make sure you just click on an image and you look at the size that you need to replace it so it stays in line with what we currently have. So that is really when you go to edit a newsletter, what you're going to do. Installing and editing, just a couple tips and tricks there. So now I want to go ahead and talk about sending out the newsletter. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard. First, you have a few options when sending your newsletter. You can either send to all of your contacts, or you can simply create a newsletter filter and only send to those people that are tagged newsletter. I don't have, we used to have a newsletter workflow. That newsletter workflow was 24 steps. Once a month, it was create newsletter. It was just simple to do. And then the second one was send email newsletter. It really was a pointless workflow to have at the time because now when we're editing a template, it's just as simple to go in and mass email it. So let me go in. I want to go to my contacts. If you don't have, I already have this filter picked up. So if you don't have a newsletter filter, I'm just going to go back to all contacts. Number one, you should have people tagged newsletter. That way you can create the newsletter filter. So I already have the tag created. And remember, you have to create a tag in a contact record for that tag to exist. So you can see in my list of tags, I can scroll down. Let's see, did I go too far? Yep. My newsletter tag already exists. So now I want to create the filter. So I'm going to go back to contacts. You would create it this way. I already have it set in my account, but I'm going to hit the plus and I want to create a new filter. I'm name the filter newsletter and I'm going to pull it up by tag. So I can just type in newsletter. Don't know my typing. There it is. I'm going to select newsletter and then I'm going to save the filter. I won't save it here because I already have it. I just wanted to show you, you're just going to create that filter newsletter, select the tag newsletter, and then save filter. Once I do that, it will show over here in my filtered list, newsletter. Okay, and it'll show you. Once I have that newsletter filter on, it will show, this is my demo account, it will show I have 6 contacts. So what I want to go ahead and do is, because I am in this filter, I can go to contacts, view all, and yes, I want to send all of these people my newsletter. I'm going to select all. I'm going to go up to the little envelope here for email, and I'm going to select the template. I'm not going to put in a subject line because my template has the subject line. So I'm going to go ahead and select, I'm just type in newsletter, and I'm searching for the main newsletter. There it is. And before I send, you can show the preview if you'd like. So if I show preview, I'm going to just scroll down and it's going to show at the bottom what it looks like. That's the preview. Before you send it, just so you know, when you email the newsletter out, and let's just say, for example, you have 200 contacts, I can't stress this enough, it will say to 200 contacts when you send this. This email goes out individually to each contact that you selected, and a copy of that email is going to go into their specific contact record. So no one is CC'd on these type of emails. And I highly recommend not selecting the BCC, as these mass emails go out individually to each contact record. Again, there's no CCing on this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send this, send email, and that email has just been sent. So once that's been sent, it will show on my dashboard that it was been sent, it's been opened, and each email has gone into each specific record. So once I've done that, I can go ahead, I'm just going to unselect all. That filter is going to stay on. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to go back to all contacts, get out of there. It'll open up all my 430 contacts. That's it. Easy peasy emailing your newsletter. So if you have questions, we're here to help, but really that's how you install, how you edit, and how you mass email the newsletter. So I'm hoping that this has been helpful for you. If you have questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can. Amber, do we have any questions in chat?
We do not have any questions in chat.
Oh, that's awesome. So it sounds like I'm hoping that this was a decent review for you. Again, this was a 30-minute webinar. We're here to help. If you have any questions, reach out to our support team. We're always happy to help. And also, if you have any, insight, what you would like to see, if you'd like any changes in the newsletter, reach out to info@revolve.com rather than support. That way we have a different feed for features that we'd like to see. I did see a chat come up. Was that right, Amber?
Yes, there is a
Oh,
question.
okay. What was the name of that template again? Yes. So when you go to search the template, click on templates, select the plus button. You're going to add template from library and then select continue. And then you're going to scroll down. It always starts with 1-A Revolve. And really, you're just searching for the newsletter and you're looking for the most recent newsletter subscription, which was May. And then that's where you're going to install the package and put in the code. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see. And can I edit and save as my own? You can edit and do as whatever you like with it. Once we install the template, you can change it up and send it out however you like. Let's see. Can you send it to all contacts? Absolutely, you can. Just like when you create a filter, you'll just go to contacts right here and then view all and then select all, same process. Click on the little email envelope, and because it's going over 250 people, you have to let the system know it is not spam. Confirm, and then again, you'll select the template, main newsletter, and send. Easy peasy. Let's see what else. And I did record this, so we will put a copy of it in Facebook community group as well as our YouTube channel. The code is, let me see, I have that code somewhere. Give me one moment. I can pull that up for you.
I can put the code in chat really quickly for
Oh,
May.
that would be great. Thanks, Amber. Let's see here. I think that was, can you link send e-cards in the newsletter? That's a great question. I've never thought about that. If it's a link, like if you put an image in there and you put a link to the e-gift card, it's possible. I've never tried it before, but there's nothing wrong with giving it a shot. I may try that later on this afternoon just to see if it's possible. I like that idea. Thanks, Amber, for putting that in chat. I'm hoping that everyone can see that install code. You should have gotten the email late last week, I believe it went out. But thanks for putting that in there. Do we have any other questions? We have a few minutes. I'm hoping, again, I hope that this was helpful. Um, because I do work on this and send it out on a monthly basis. I'm hoping that you will too. It's just a great way to stay in front of your contacts, top of mind, provide that valuable information. That's why I thought putting in a buyer and a seller guide into that one of those images at the very bottom, that's a great way for them to click on a link and take them to your site. Let them search homes. Let them start thinking about it. Maybe they're not thinking about selling, but you never know. It might pop up and say, you know what, I just found this gorgeous home on Randy's website and now I think I want to sell. So, okay. Well, I don't see any other questions. Again, if you have any technical issues, do not email me because I'm not a tech person. Email support@revolve.com or submit a ticket if you have any features you would like added or maybe something changed up in the newsletter. We're always open to receiving some ideas because we're here for you. Please, those requests, send them to info@revolve.com, not support. I really appreciate you all being here. Again, this was recorded and we will post this as soon as we're able to. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again for joining. Bye-bye.